So I've been going on and on for the past few weeks about personal branding, but let's really get into how does personal branding help your business?
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now come on now.
What's up, icons? It's the iconic fashion figure, and we are in the final episode of the personal branding series. So let's truly wrap this up and talk about how this is actually supposed to help your business. How does personal branding help a business? Because that's what we're really doing it for. I mean, some of you may want to become influencers, so you may be looking into personal branding for that aspect, but some of you are using this as a marketing tool for your business. So how does personal branding help a business? I'm going to run through 8 different ways of how personal branding helps a business. You may have heard me say these things throughout the series over the last few weeks, but I'm going to give you a rundown of the list. So first of all, personal branding helps a business because, for one, it allows your target audience to put a face to your business. You've heard me mention this. We as people are nosy and we want to see the face behind the brand. So we'll go researching to see who owns this brand, and being able to put a face to the brand makes the customer more comfortable with purchasing from you. This will help improve those abandoned carts. You might have heard me talk about this topic in episode 1 of the personal branding series. So that's one way to reduce your abandoned carts, because now people actually feel comfortable sending you their money. But it's not just about getting your target audience comfortable with you, but this allows you to get to know your target audience. So another way this helps your business, this is a way for you to study your target audience. Some of us, when we start a business, we may have one target audience in mind, but the people that are actually purchasing from us may end up being a different audience. And a lot of times we can't figure out why we're not selling product, why people aren't checking out, why can't you get traffic to your website? And it may be because you're targeting the wrong audience. But building that personal brand and actually connecting with an audience will let you know who's watching you, who's following you, who can relate to you, and then who's now supporting your brand. So that personal brand is helping you as well as helping your customers. And then while you have your target audience, another way personal branding helps a business, it's building relationships. We know the key to running a business is building those relationships with your customers. Personal branding will do that for you. It helps you to build relationships with your customers. And building relationships within your personal brands is not just about with your audience, but with other businesses and business owners as well. This is a good form of networking without even having to leave home, because it allows you to meet like-minded people. You may meet people that you can collab with, but you'll notice that people will tend to become attracted to you just because they're doing something similar to you, or they want to do something similar to you. So you'll start meeting people that are more like you and are working in the industries that you're working in. So you'll build relationships with your target audience and other entrepreneurs. And then once you start building those relationships, you then begin to build trust. And trust is really important when running a business, because people need to have that trust in you to feel comfortable to buy from you. Like I said, one of the main points of creating a personal brand is to make people feel comfortable spending their money with you. And when you start building those relationships, you begin to build trust. And having that trust in your audience is a good way to get referrals, because then your audience may start recommending you. And they may not recommend your business per se, but they'll recommend you as the personal brand, you yourself, because they like you, they're interested in you. You may start coming up in their conversations. They'll start sharing your posts, but they'll recommend you, and then people will start learning about who you are, what you do. They'll learn about your business, and now you have a new customer. And with that comes credibility, because now you have people talking about you, sharing you. They know what industry you're working in, they know what you do. Now you're a credible person. People know that they can buy from you. They know that you're known in that industry, even if you're not some influencer or you don't want to be like social media famous or anything like that. People just know that you run a business and you're in that industry. So that gives you credibility. So now you have all that. You have the relationship, you have the trust, you have the credibility. I know you guys are wondering, what about the sales? Because you want to be able to make money. How does personal branding help you actually make money in your business? Well, not only is it bringing in new customers, the referrals, the loyalty from the current customers that you're building relationships with, who will then turn into repeat customers, but you'll be surprised the doors that personal branding may open up for you. And new doors bring in opportunity for expansion on your business. So that may mean, growing your business because now you have new customers. You may add in new categories, a whole new line to your business, or you may start a completely new business. You may become someone that's an eye of the industry that everyone's looking at. So now you're being invited to interviews as a keynote speaker and whatnot. And now when you're doing those interviews and those events, you're able to talk about your business. Hello, that's marketing for your business. So now you're telling more and more people about your business. The more you're out there and you're talking to people, you can throw in talking about your business as well and bring in new customers for your business. Trust me, personal branding is it. And when it comes to increasing your sales, people buy off emotion. I talked about this in the first episode, but I'll touch on it again. People buy off emotion. So now that you have that loyalty from your audience because they can relate to you, they'll buy from you just because it's you. So now you're increasing your revenue in your business. And that's something we're all trying to do, right? That's the whole point of creating this personal brand. Some of you may be creating your personal brand because you want to become an influencer, but some of you are doing it to grow your business. And we need to increase our revenue to be able to grow. And then there may come a time where you decide to close your business or sell your business. Now, whatever path you end up taking, you'll always have your personal brand. That's the good thing about personal branding. Your personal brand is you. No one can take that from you unless, of course, cancel culture comes along, but your personal brand you'll always have. So if you close a business or sell a business, you still have your personal brand, you still have your audience that's loyal to you, so you can always start another business and you're almost guaranteed to still have a customer base for your new venture, whatever path you take. Of course, unless the new path you take is a completely different audience. Let's say you're selling weight loss products and then you end up selling weight gain products. Those are obviously going to be two different audiences, but let's say your current audience knows someone that needs weight gain products. They can send those people to you. They'll recommend you to people. So you can almost be sure, because of your personal brand, you'll have that audience for whatever path you choose to take next. So those are some of the ways that personal branding can help grow your business or just help your business in general. Now, we've been talking about personal branding for the last few weeks, and you guys have been following from episode 1 through this episode is 5, and you may have already started building your personal brand. So now, how do you figure out if what you're creating or what you've done so far is actually effective? There's a few different ways you can actually measure to make sure your personal brand is actually effective. So let me go through a few of those. This information is coming from that same research I used in last week's video towards the end of the video. I'll link it in the description box, but it's that same research. And in the research, they have both tangible and intangible ways to measure how effective your personal brand is. I'm going to start with tangible because there's more on there, and then we'll get into intangible. So some tangible ways you can measure to see if your personal brand is actually effective. So how quickly customers react to you. So you may send out an email campaign, you may post something on social media, send out a promotion. How quickly are they reacting to the things that you're doing? And then look at how quickly or how often they're actually, creating appointments with you. Or let's say you're going live on social media and they're actually joining those lives. Look at the reactions you're getting from your audience. And then look at your analytics. Are you trending up or are you trending down? This can be for social media, this can be for your business, but once you started your personal brand, see if your numbers are starting to improve. And that goes with sales as well. See if you're seeing a difference in your sales. Are you getting an increase in your sales? Is your abandoned cart numbers starting to drop? And then of course we talked about referrals. So see how many referrals are actually coming your way once you start getting an audience. And then not just new customers through referrals, but see how much repeat business are you getting? Is your audience showing your brand loyalty? Look at how often you are referenced or quoted. Are people talking about the things you're talking about? Are they sharing information you're sharing? Are they resharing your posts that you are posting? Just see if people are actually following what it is that you're doing. And then for some of the intangible ways to measure if your personal brand is effective. Do people like working with you? Do they like communicating with you? Are they interacting with you? And then are people actually excited to hear from you and see you whenever you're around? Do they get that excitement when your name is mentioned? Those are just a couple ways to measure the effectiveness of your personal brand. Now, if you're noticing you're not hitting any of those measurements, you'll want to look into, tweaking your personal brand, make some changes, or it may just be that you need more time to truly grow an audience. But if you're hitting those measurements, then you have something good and you just need to keep going with it, because that is really going to help your business grow. So this is the last episode of the personal branding series. We talked about what is a personal brand and who needs a personal brand. We talked about the trends of 2022 when it comes to personal branding. I even did a personal branding skit for you guys to show you how to create your personal brand statement, so that way you can introduce yourself, you are able to network with no problem. And then I gave you a bunch of different examples you can use as inspiration when creating your personal brand. And then now this episode, I showed you how personal branding helps a business, and also how to see if your personal brand is actually effective. So it's a full series, 5 episodes. If you've missed any of the episodes, they'll be linked down in the description box. I highly encourage you to watch the full series if you're planning to create a personal brand. And if you haven't created a personal brand yet, you need to get on it, especially if you're running a business. I highly recommend it for all entrepreneurs. And even if you have not started your business yet, I encourage creating your personal brand now. You can create the personal brand before you actually create your business. To me, in my mind, now that I look back on things, I feel like it's actually better to create the personal brand first and then start the business. But of course, I did things backwards, and a lot of people actually do. But it'll be easier on you as far as your business if you create the personal brand first and then the business. So if your business is not even started yet, still start creating your personal brand. All 5 episodes are linked down in the description box. And if you have any questions in regards to personal branding, of course, be sure to leave it in the comments. And if you feel I missed anything in this series or something you want me to elaborate more on, just let me know and I'll definitely run the series back. Thank you guys for watching.